It was a few years ago it was in Battersea Park. We were walking alongside the river, and he went to have a look at what was over the wall. And he just fancied a swim, and he jumped in. I mean, the River Thames, yeah?
My hands are like gloves of blood. They're literally just completely drenched in blood, skin hanging off of them and shit. This is before I have a car, it's in the winter, it's raining.
So this little one here, when he was a puppy, because I've had him from a puppy, I had to jump into Crystal Palace pond to save him because he he went in there. So yeah, with all my clothes on and my phone and everything, because he was going out further and further. So yeah, that was pretty funny.
He broke into the cupboard and ate a whole bag of pasta, and I could tell because his belly was just like dry pasta he'd eaten. His belly was swollen with all this dry pasta. I mean, anything for food, whatever he could get to, basically.
So he jumped into the river, and the current was really strong, the current of the Thames, and in a second it just gone, really far away. So I got ready to go in. Fortunately, this little dinghy was passing around, and after a lot of shouting, and they came and they got the dog, and I went in just to take him back with me. But yeah, no, that was quite something. Yeah. I mean, just tell you, like dogs, they're just sometimes unpredictable. Yeah.
Well, I dropped my leads and just jumped in, and then I thought it was going to be really shallow. And it was up to here, and I was like swimming along. Yeah. And there was this other lady there, and she was just like looking at me. I was thinking, oh yeah.
I once had this staffy, and for the first time I ever met this staffy, I was like, this dog is demonic. She then, in a moment, just stopped and broke away from me. I'm walking through the park with my two bullies. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this grey monster on a long lead tearing towards me. She chomps down on my hand, I get caramel out. I then have to put these two bully dogs on the lead and walk them home through Brixton High Street. So they're bullies on Brixton High Street, which already has people scared, and my hands are literally dripping blood as I walk down the street.
They'd obviously had a child's party, and so there was bags of like leftover food, and beagles can smell food from miles away. Darwin snuck under the fence, which is about 6 foot, and laid into all this food. I mean, he was having the time of his life, and I had to climb over a 6 foot fence to drag him out of there. And I mean, I'm not young, so it wasn't the best day of my life, but it certainly was the best day of his. He loved it.
So when I was 4, they thought it was a good idea for me to get my own dog. So we had a very close friend who bred award-winning border collies, and she let me pick a border collie from a litter of puppies, and I picked one called Fido, which is what my company's named after. I'd say for the first year, my dad looked after that dog. But once I hit 5, I was up at 6 in the morning every morning, taking that dog out to Brockwell Park every day before school, walking it home, taking it out as soon as I got home. I basically learnt responsibility from the ownership of having that dog. Just by my house, there's a dog paddock. I was walking through a park, I ran into one of my school friends, we got talking, he had a dog. He needed to go and get a coffee. He asked me to watch his dog for 5 minutes. I watched the dog for 5 minutes, remembered how much I just love being in the presence of dogs. And within 5 days of that interaction, I had like 12 dog walking clients. And I'm 5 years in, 6 years as of February. It is literally just month on month, just expanded. And it was never my intention for this to be my full-time job. When I got my stable of dogs who I know so well and have known for so long, it's just a very difficult thing to walk away from.
I just love dogs. I've grown up with dogs, and prior to this I was doing a corporate job which was in offices with no windows, and I just thought there's more to life than being stuck in a basement with no windows. So yeah, I did some research on what it would take to be a dog walker, did an online qualification, and then gradually started with 1 or 2 clients, and then it built and built until, now I'm really busy.
It's a big responsibility. It's like for people, like for me as well. My dog is my baby. I mean, it's like my daughter. They are like part of the family. So it's a big responsibility to have dogs, to look after dogs.
If you've had a dog in the past, if you have a dog now, if you're used to growing up with dogs, if you're good at it and you've got the patience, but it can't be overstated how patient you have to be. Like, working with kids is one thing, but kids can talk back and kids can understand more than 500 words. So the child will be like, okay, they don't give a fuck.
I do think you need to have a bit of knowledge with dog behaviour. I don't think anyone can just go into it because, you know, you can have a lot of fights if you don't understand the behaviour of the dogs. They have their days, something depends. So I can have a really good day with them and they're really, really well behaved, and then other days they can just misbehave, just like children really, you know.
It's like sometimes you meet owners with very large dogs, which are very scary to other little dogs. And then the danger is not for the large dog, might be a very, very nice dog. It's not that, you know, I'm afraid that the big dog would bite my little ones. It's like the little ones would go for it because they're scared, you see.
Rusty at the front, Rosie at the back. Rosie is a very nervous dog. Rusty is an overly confident dog. So they're a very weird juxtaposition. This is Mia the Doberman. Dobermans are some of the sweetest animals on the face. They are just massive and high energy. This is Kobe, named after Kobe Bryant. He is a working spaniel. Never get working spaniels. Never get a spaniel. Anyone, unless you live in the countryside, getting a spaniel is the most ridiculous thing you can do.
So this is Nala. Nala is a border terrier. She's 3 years old. She's very cute. That's Hattie. Hello, Hattie. Yeah, Hattie, she is a mix Maltese and Shih Tzu. She's 6.
Okay, so Arthur's the spaniel. The Labrador is Zach. Oreo is behind us there. And that's Otis, the mini schnauzer over there.
I think that spending times with animals is so nice.
Nothing brings me greater joy than being with dogs, and there's just so much satisfaction to be got from it. It is the most serotonin boosting part of my life.
It's bringing you back a little bit to what we are, other animals.
I think we get on pretty well.